Hi everyone, welcome to today's YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about how to build a system for success for yourself. The reason that I'm making a YouTube video about this in the first place is because, as you guys know, here on my channel, I'm sharing with you how I'm going about making some changes in my life to really curate my own life to what I really want it to be. And so when I started defining certain things that I wanted and certain goals I wanted to hit, I realized over time that I really wasn't making any progress because I wasn't really sure where to even start, or the big one was how to make time for these goals and, take steps to actually have some progress happen. So as we all know, we're all super busy, and the hardest thing about being able to attain our goals or make progress in our lives is that we just never seem to have enough time. But that's the new normal nowadays. A lot of us work a 9 to 5 or some kind of job where you take automatically 8 hours out of your day to give to that job. And if you're commuting to work and if you're factoring an hour lunch, it's more like 10 hours, 11 hours. So it really diminishes the amount of time that you have. And so you take that away, you take away like 7 or 8 hours of sleep, you take away, 2 hours maybe a day, maybe a little bit less to cook, eat, and clean. You're really only left with maybe 3 hours a day for whatever you actually want to work on, what you need to work on, take care of yourself. And so what do we do in that situation, right? How do we get past this problem of always having so much stuff to do and never enough time? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go over, creating a process for yourself so that you're able to use the time and really maximize the time that you have, instead of being unsure kind of where to go, how to start something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna analyze what our day-to-day life looks like in 1 week. What do my Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays look like? What do I do on what days? And where do I have pockets of time that I can allocate things to? I know this sounds a lot like scheduling. I know that, going through every single day of your life for a 1 week period, it doesn't sound glamorous or exciting, but stick with me here, because if you clicked on this video, you clicked on it because you know that there's something you want to achieve that you're having trouble achieving. And that's okay, we all go through that. What we're gonna get at the end of this is that we're gonna have a super clear picture of what to do with our time and how to go about using our free time, not just to, be the most productive version of ourselves, because, everyone is always talking about productivity, and that's awesome, but we're still human. We still need rest, we still need outlets, that kind of thing. So once we're done with this process today, you're gonna be able to really use your time for yourself, whether that be a passion project, whether that be working out, whether that be just resting. But the good thing is that you'll have clarity, and it's gonna take a lot of stress out of your shoulders. It's gonna take stress out of your mind, and it's just gonna make things easier for you. And that's what I mean when I talk about creating a system for success. Not necessarily a system where you're gonna make more money, though this definitely applies for that as well. We're talking about a system that's going to help you in whatever way you need help. It's going to help you move forward to get that rest, to be productive, or to get things done. It's just going to be a system of success for whatever you need in your life. So knowing that, I hope you guys are interested, and we're just gonna jump right into it, and we're gonna just go through the whole thing together. We're gonna start off by how I kind of implemented it in my life. Okay, so we're now at my dining room table, and we're just gonna go ahead and go into the portion of this where we kind of go through my own planner situation, whatever you want to call it, as an example. So here's my iPad. In case you were wondering, I have the iPad Air, which just dropped, I think last year or something, the most recent version. So my schedule and my note taking, I actually use GoodNotes for it. So we're gonna go into the GoodNotes app. And then as you can see right here, we have the calendar view of the year. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and click into October. So we're gonna go into week 42, which is October 17th, which is the day that I am filming this. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna zoom in and we're going to start filming this out. All right, so what I'm gonna do first, and I have this tilted sideways because this is how I naturally write, so just bear with the camera angle a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fill in my work hours. Whenever I first did this, like for myself and not for filming purposes, I didn't write down like my work hours just because I'm, super aware of it. I know what times I work, but for the sake of like explanation and exercise and visualizing and helping you guys out, I'm gonna go ahead and add them. All right, so here's what I have so far. As you guys can see, I have in here that I work Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so we can obviously see that like my Saturday and Sundays are pretty open. So now that I have that down, I wanna add any other items, tasks, hobbies that I know fall on certain times and on certain days. So for example, on Monday, I have a dance class that is at 8:30 p.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that as well. And then on Tuesdays, I have a yoga class at 7. So I'm gonna add that in. I am a huge football fan. So for Sunday, I am automatically gonna block out my Sunday as like a rest day because all I'm gonna be doing is sitting down and watching a football. So like on this Sunday, I might even like, do some other things like cleaning or cooking, maybe grocery shopping or whatever. But as far as like actual my corporate job or like my passion projects or anything like that, I'm not going to pencil it in for that day, and I'm just going to plan to make this Sunday like a rest day. And then if I'm feeling like working on that day, then I'll do that. So that we have that, and we can see that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are pretty open. So the next thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna pencil in like a rest day actually for Monday. So I've noticed over time that Mondays are extremely exhausting for me. The first day back at work tends to be pretty heavy, and I already know I'm going to dance, and the weekend has been long but not long enough. So I'm gonna leave the rest of Monday open so I'm not overexerting myself or like forcing myself to do anything that's not going to be a good idea for me on that day. A big thing for me is that I want to use my free time, at least the bulk of it, for either filming or editing my YouTube videos. Filming on work days is going to be pretty difficult for me. My job is a little mentally tiring, and so in order to show up as the best version of myself for the YouTube videos, I don't want to plan to try to record late in the evening. Number one, I'm going to be tired. Number two, lighting is going to be really difficult, especially as we go into the fall and winter seasons. So I'm going to plan to have Saturdays dedicated to being my filming days. The next thing I want to pencil in is what I'm gonna cook. I'm not a big fan of leftovers, so meal prepping might work for some people where they can cook like once a week and eat the same thing every single night for that week. That's not gonna happen with me. I absolutely hate it. It sounds like the most miserable thing ever. So I actually need to be cooking somewhat frequently at least. So I'm going to have to set some time aside to cook at least every 2 to 3 days. On Monday, before I go to dance, since there's a pretty big break right here, I'm gonna go ahead and cook before I go to dance. So I'll add this in as well. My plan is gonna be I'll cook Monday and I'll make sure that I have enough food for Monday as well as Tuesday. And then what we came up with is that on Wednesday, my boyfriend cooks, so I don't have to cook. On Friday, we'll put over here again, Riley cooks. And then on Sunday, we have Jeff cooks. And so now things are starting to take shape a little bit. So what we can see is that my Mondays, I'm not gonna add anything else because I'm already pretty busy in terms of like working, cooking, going to dance class. So any time period where I'm not doing that is a rest day. And it might not sound like a rest day, but it's a rest in terms of like any sort of YouTube work. Tuesdays, I'm not gonna be cooking, but I do have yoga. So I'm gonna get off work. I'm gonna do some YouTube work here. So this is gonna be an editing day. So because I would have filmed the Saturday prior, then I will have footage that's gonna be ready for editing on the following Tuesday. Wednesdays are gonna be super open for me because I don't have any sort of physical activity planned for that day, and my boyfriend is gonna be cooking. So this is definitely gonna be a very good opportunity to get some editing done. And then if I also am feeling up for it, this would also be like a good gym day after like some editing is done and before dinner. Thursday, I'm also gonna plan to have as a editing day because again, it's super open. And then I'll also put in here that this is a potential gym day. And then Friday rolls around and I will have worked the whole week. I would have been editing. This is kind of like a we'll see how I'm feeling that day. So this could be a rest day or it could be an editing day. Recently, it has turned into an editing day. When I first made my original schedule, this Friday was actually put down as a rest day, but I found that I felt like I have the whole day in front of me because I didn't have work the next day and I didn't have any compromises, and so I felt really motivated to get some editing done. So now this is actually an editing day. As you can see, when I went through this, like as I'm saying now, definitely some things have changed, but it's not a bad thing by any means. Saturday, like I said, I'm gonna spend the bulk of my day filming for YouTube, and I'm not going to really like add anything extra on this day because depending on how the filming process is going, depending on what I have to do to prepare, this could take a very small amount of time or it can be a larger amount of time. And then once I finish, I'm either gonna be in the mood to go ahead and start editing, or I'm gonna be in the mood to relax, or maybe go to the gym or something, or go out, take my dog to the park. So I'm just gonna leave this one open. What's important to know about Saturday is that I'm gonna be filming for YouTube. And then Sunday rolls around and I'm watching football all day with Jeff, and Jeff is cooking, so I don't have to worry about anything besides having this as a rest day. So for the sake of showing when else we are resting besides Monday, we'll add this in here. So now that this is done, what I know is I'm gonna wake up on Monday and I'm going to do my regular 9 to 5 stuff. I'm going to cook dinner, and then I'm gonna go to dance, and that's gonna be my Monday. My typical Tuesday is gonna be me working my job and then getting off of work and taking a bit of rest, going to yoga, and then coming home and doing some editing from the YouTube video I have filmed. My Wednesday is gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna be working my job, and then once I get off work, my boyfriend is gonna be cooking dinner, which leaves the whole afternoon and evening open. So this is gonna be an editing day for sure, and then potentially a day that I go to the gym. My Thursdays, I'm gonna wake up knowing that I'm working, and when I'm off work, there's nothing that really needs to be done. I just need to edit, and I'm going to maybe go to the gym. Friday, same thing, working. I'm gonna edit, and I'm gonna cook this evening. Saturday, I know I'm waking up Saturday filming, and then Sunday, I know I'm waking up Sunday and watching football and having some rest. All right, guys, so now that we've gone through that together, it kind of just looks like all we did was fill out a calendar for a week, right? Yes and no. Like, yeah, we did fill out a calendar for a week, but the thing is that we've done that and we've placed our tasks that we want to complete on specific days. So that's going to help us moving forward so that we don't have to stop every single day and wonder what it is that we're doing, what do we have time for, what is important enough to get done today, what should I put up for tomorrow. And so for the most part, the goal is to try to stick to this plan that we've created for ourselves so that we can hold ourselves accountable, number one. Number two, make our lives easier by eliminating that kind of stalemate situation of not knowing what to do, not knowing where our attention should go, and just being stuck. And also stick to it because it helps provide clarity and it helps take stress away from us. You can definitely feel free to, keep this schedule for yourself on your phone, on your iPad, your laptop, make it like your background so you see it every day. Put it in a note if you want, even just print it. Like if you're someone who likes to see things in front of you physically, you can definitely print it and then frame it if you want. You can put it on your fridge. I don't know, whatever works for you, either to have it serve as a reminder or something that you can reference, do that. I can say from personal experience that since I started doing this and I have tried to stick to it, that I don't really feel overwhelmed anymore on a day-to-day basis or even like a weekly basis. And I just feel so prepared every single time that I wake up and I'm wondering, you know, what am I supposed to get done today, or what do I need to get done? And before I started doing this for myself, I can honestly say that I was having a really hard time with putting time aside or making time for things that I knew were important to me. I found it really hard to figure out when I wanted to film my YouTube videos, when I wanted to edit them, when I wanted to relax, when I wanted to have fun, when I wanted to go out. And so I just found myself spending a lot of my time doing nothing. Like I really just wasted time, and it was super detrimental to me. And I started feeling like I was wasting time. I was definitely aware of it, but I didn't know how to move forward. And so since I started doing this, my filming schedule, my editing schedule has been so much more consistent. And I actually had created my YouTube channel like on the app itself for like multiple months before even actually filming a video or making a video live, just because I hadn't put aside any time to go ahead and actually film the videos. But now that I've created this like system for myself, it's so much easier to be consistent and to know what I need to prioritize. And it's really helped me make steps forward in the things that I care about. I would say that my final takeaway, you know, after talking about this whole thing is that if you do try to create this like schedule for yourself, I do want to say that don't feel like the schedule runs you. You definitely want to try to stick to it so that you can see some results. But if you find yourself in a situation where like it's a day you're supposed to be working or cleaning or whatever, and you feel compelled to take a rest day because you are exhausted and your body is asking for it, do that. If you feel super motivated and it's supposed to be a rest day, but you feel this drive to get something done, do that. You know, we're only human. There's gonna be days where what we plan out isn't exactly going to line up with how we're feeling, and that's okay. You don't want to fall victim to like letting this schedule like run you to the point that you're ignoring what your body's trying to tell you. It's only successful if it actually works for you. So let's say you create this schedule and you're trying to stick to it, but it's really hard because maybe you put down that you want to be filming YouTube videos on Mondays, but you find out that like Mondays, you're always exhausted. Mondays are really hard for you. All you want to do is rest. Okay, switch it to another day and make Monday a day of rest. So this can easily just be looked at as like a first draft. You can edit this, amend this as much as you need to. You want to make this your system for your own success. So tailor it however you need to tailor it. Take away whatever you need to take away, minimize it, make it smaller, make it easier, make it simpler, make it more detailed if you have to. Just do whatever you need to do. The point is to make a system, create an environment for yourself that's gonna make it better for you to do the things that you actually wanna do, to be consistent, to attain the things you wanna attain, to get more rest if you need more rest. Just figure out the system for yourself, figure out what you need, and line it up with what your body's also telling you. And when you do that, that's when you're gonna find out that you've created your own success system and it's actually gonna work for you. If you guys decide to give this a shot and you end up kind of creating your own system, then definitely let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your stories on what you guys did or if it was able to help you. And if you have ideas that you wanna tell other people who are watching this video, then definitely comment as well so that they can see your input as well. Because we're all different, we all have different perspectives and different needs. So it's not one size fits all here. So thanks for watching. I hope that this video was super helpful to anyone out there that's really trying to find a way to organize their lives and to just do everything that they actually want to do and just feel good about themselves. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.